Am I the only one that doesn't really feel like video games are as fun as they used to be anymore? For a little background of when I grew up and the games I grew up playing, I am 21. I was born in 2004, and the first video games, real video games that you would typically think of that I ever really played were on the Wii. I distinctly remember my cousin bringing over his Wii one time, and we played Lego Batman. And then the following Christmas, I believe it was, we got a Wii, and so I remember vividly playing Lego games a lot as a child. I remember playing a lot of Mario Kart. Actually, before the Wii, I remember my dad would have a Nintendo 64 and a Super Nintendo, and we played a lot of games on that as well. Not to mention like the little kid plug and play games, you know. So that's kind of what my introduction to video games looked like. And then as I grew up more, I got an Xbox 360, which I actually still have right over here on my little TV stand. I don't really use it much, but and then as I really grew more into my own, with the 360, that's when I got into more games like Madden, and that's when I got into Forza. Actually, when I was in middle school, I saw videos by Jack Ultra Gamer, or more commonly known as Jack Ultra Motive now, and AR12 Gaming, to name the two specific Forza YouTubers that actually got me into the games and kind of got me more into cars. Honestly, that's how I got into cars. For the most part, is watching YouTube, and then obviously got into Minecraft as well through a plethora of Minecraft YouTubers. But I say all this to say that video games, obviously, like many my age, have been a part of my life in a very significant way. And now that I'm older and have more freedom, necessarily, well, more freedom, but also more responsibilities, obviously, with, you know, work, which is something I didn't have to worry about when I was 13 years old. Um, but, you know, I'm, for all intents and purposes, an adult. And so I am more free to make my own decisions and spend more time, if I choose, to spend my free time playing video games. And yet, they don't seem as fun. At least playing them alone. I will say, on occasion, I will play games with my brother or with a couple friends, and that is still a blast. But the fun doesn't really come from the games themselves. Sure, the games are an avenue to experience something together, play something together, but the fun doesn't come necessarily from the games themselves. It comes from the good time that I'm having with people I care about. And that's obviously something that doesn't need to happen within a video game. That can happen just hanging out at the same house, drinking or eating snacks and watching a football game, for example. Or that can happen going out and racing go-karts, or going to an arcade, or just going to a restaurant, or sitting down at a table and having a conversation. Like, the fun times do not need to be had in video games. And yet that the state of the modern day gaming industry feels so soulless and so lifeless. Well, I think with the era of hyper digitalization, if that's the right way to phrase it, the aura and the prospect of getting a new video game feels so much less intense and hype that it used to be. I remember the main time I would get new video games would be like at my birthday or at Christmas, and I would actually see the physical game. Like I would see. Where'd it go? I would see a physical game case wrapped up in wrapping paper, I would open it. I would be so excited to see like the new video game that I got to play. But nowadays, with everything being digital, and obviously you can still go to a place like a GameStop or shout out Game Exchange, actually, local. Um, I'm sure they're a bigger company than just like a local mom and pop shop, but really good retro game store. I like going there sometimes. But I feel like the physical gaming industry is very much stagnant. I don't think it's dying because I don't think it'll ever die because there will always be an interest in like older video games and older media, and there will always be collectors who are interested in owning the physical copies of stuff rather than just everything be digital. But everything has genuinely, for sure, shifted towards the digital just for ease of access, and I get it. It is a lot easier to just click on my Xbox to play Madden or to play Forza or to play F1 or Rocket League or Minecraft or Fortnite, anything like that. I don't have to actually get up and go to a game case and open it up and take the disc out and put it in the console and all that. Like, sure, is it easier? Yeah, but I feel like there was a certain aspect of getting up, taking out one game, putting in the other one that really made you kind of appreciate your collection of video games. It made you think more about the games themselves rather than this constant stream of dopamine. It's like, okay, you're kind of getting bored of the game. All right, just close it and open the new one, and you can be right back into the same intensity of action within 1 minute. Especially with how fast loading times are. And so, I feel like another kind of decline in the gaming industry is thanks to greed. For lack of a better way of putting it, just greed. These game companies are so greedy. Like that, just take EA for example. Everyone knows that the sports game industry is just completely screwed. Like everybody complains how Madden, how 2K, how all these sports video games, all they care about is the ultimate team mode, the my team, whatever, where you have to open packs, buy cards, all that stuff, build the best team or whatever it is. It's all riddled with microtransactions. It's all horrible. It's awful. And I miss the times when game companies cared about making a good game instead of just pushing out this needless slop that they know people will buy. I feel like it's very hard to find a good new video game nowadays. Because, like, with updated technology, it's really easy to, like, be a game developer. Obviously, it's not really easy to make a game, but anybody can go find the resources online and make a crappy game and upload it to Steam or the Microsoft Store or, God forbid, the mobile app store. Mobile gaming is in hell. I mean, with the amount of just stupid little cash grab games that exist, they're riddled with ads. Oh, you can remove ads for $5.99 a week. No, I'm not going to do that. But then they show you an ad every minute and a half. Like, get this off my screen. Let me play the game I wanted to download. Their mobile gaming is at an all-time low. It's very hard to find a genuinely good, fun, well thought out mobile game because they all feel like they're just lazily thrown together in like 20 seconds. But then you have like a few standout good mobile games that are still like being updated and such, like Brawl Stars or Clash Royale, that now you're at the mercy of these dev teams that have all the power to get greedy. And that's kind of happened in recent times as well with power level 16 in Clash Royale. So the gaming industry is in a really bad place, and I think it's largely due to the advancements in technology that have hyper streamlined everything and created this sense of convenience that now most people feel like they can't live without. I feel like we should. I wish there was a way that we could collectively return to a simpler time before all this greed took over. When video games felt magical, truly, that they were truly fun and innovative, rather than having this great divide between, like, your AAA developers that have the money and resources and are just greedy, so they're putting out the same crap over and over again, hoping that you'll buy it. Well, not even hoping, they know you'll buy it. Versus people who, like, actually have the heart and have good ideas, but they don't have the funding. And so they can make a game, but it's just not all that well optimized, or the graphics aren't that great compared to the AAA guys, and so people don't really play it because, it doesn't look as good. And then you have the people that are just in it for the money. They're just individuals who are trying to hop on the train, and they just put out the same slop. I think the only genre really of modern day, like, games that are still coming out, honestly, that have a whole lot of heart are friend slop games on Steam. Stuff like RV There Yet, stuff like Peak. Games that understand that the fun isn't necessarily in the video game itself. The fun is just hanging out with your friends. And the games provide an avenue to just hang out with your friends, have some silly moments. I really appreciate the video games that just do that. They're not trying to take themselves too seriously. That they just provide a venue for which fun can be created with your friends, independent of whatever is happening in the video game. Thank you for listening to this episode of Controller Freaks. I hope you've enjoyed. Please do consider leaving a comment if you agree or disagree with anything that I've said. I'll see you guys next week.